to Ring On first. So good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think that was my favorite.
That's amazing. That's so fun to hear. That was the basically the first song that I ever made in like April. I sat down and I was like, I really want to make an album. Cause it was April, I was kind of stuck in my crib with my parents and my sister, and I was looking for something to like fill my time with. I was like, I should really just make an album. So the first day I sat down and I made Ring On.
Had you made music by like on your own, just like for fun before that, or no?
Yeah, I had, but not really like full songs where I sang and wrote lyrics and stuff like that. It was mostly just like instrumentals for laundry day, or just stuff that I would like cook up casually, but never like focused in the way that I intended for Chef Bless. That was like a first for me.
So since you're pretty new to, I guess, making music yourself, do you have a process, like how it all comes together? Like, do you have a process in writing the songs?
Yeah, actually, it's so funny because every song on the album I think I wrote the exact same way. I would like wake up one morning, and some days nothing would come to me, but some days I'd be like in the shower or like in bed, and some lyrics would come to me, like not even a melody, just like a thought, like a statement in my head, and I'd write it down in like my notes on my phone. And if it was something that I liked, I would later in the day like go down to my basement where I had like a little studio in the crib, and I would just try to make a song that was like unrelated, just an instrumental that I liked. And then when I was done, I would sing the lyrics that I had wrote earlier in the day over it. And I actually tried to not do it that way, and I tried to like write lyrics on the spot, and I could not do it. It was the only thing that worked for me.
Do you have like a favorite part of the music/album making process?
Listening back after you make a song is probably the best feeling ever. Just to be able to say that you made something that you love and you're proud of, like no one can touch me in that moment. You know what I mean? Like it's just such a gratifying feeling.
So how different is making solo music compared to collaborating and making music with like everyone else's ideas and just getting ideas from everyone else in the group?
Could not be more different. Could not be more total opposites. Making music in a group, I have to say, is much more fun because you're with the homies. You're just sitting around, like everyone's contributing a little thing. It's great, and like what comes out is usually like a melting pot of what everyone put in. But when you're by yourself, it's very different. It's like it's like quiet and like everything has to come from you. But it's cool because the result that comes out just sounds exactly like I made it, you know what I mean? And it feels gratifying to like make an entire song on your own. It just, like I said, it yields a super different result. And in my opinion, the process is not as fun or like lit, but the outcome is really, really immeasurably fun.
Did you guys, like, when you were making the songs and just the album itself, like, did you get the guys' feedback? Like, were you
100%.
kind of asking for advice?
It's funny because, you know, we in a period where we couldn't really all be together, we were all kind of like, on our computers making shit on our own, and we would constantly be like sending it to each other. So I know personally, like, as soon as I just finished this room, by the way. As soon as I finished a song, I would like send it to all my boys and just see what they thought of it. Which is the best part because if they liked it, then it would make me feel better, and if they didn't, then I respect and value their opinions. And to be honest with you, like, they are the people besides myself that I'm making the music for. So like, I want to know what they think. I want to know what they like, and I love talking about it with them. And I love hearing the shit that they made on their own as well.
Did your like family and like other friends besides like the boys in the band, how did they react? Were they like shocked that you were?
How did they react? Yesterday I FaceTimed my friend who's currently serving in the Israeli army. It's like my childhood friend. Like we go way back, and he said he was shocked to hear me sing like that, which like I can't blame him at all. I was shocked to hear myself sing like that the first time I did it, to be honest with you. But I think shock is an emotion that I like to bring out of people. Not like fear, but like different type of, like good shock.
Tell us about the video game. What inspired that?
The video game. Camilla, you want to get in here and talk about the video game?
Sure. I'll help you debate these babies.
Perfect. Basically, the idea came from the fact that like as I was making the album, I was painting a lot in New York, and by the time the album was done, I had all these pieces that I really liked, and I had no idea what to do with them. Like, obviously, you can't really do an in-person gallery these days, which is what would have been ideal. So I was talking to Camilla, and I was like, we should try to do like a virtual gallery for all the paintings. And so you know how in like level 3 and 4 in the teleporter there are all these paintings?
Yeah.
That was basically the initial idea, was just to have that and be able to like walk around and look at them and hear about how they were made. And then the idea just kind of spiraled into an entire game. And I'm happy that it did. It like really came out of nowhere, but it became my favorite part of the process, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out, and I'm so blessed that God, aka Camilla French, could execute the idea.
Also, I think it was cool, like, teasing the album with the background music and like the give-ups for the coins. Give up.
Facts. That was Drew's idea. Yeah.
Oh.
How the process kind of went is like, I would write the script for a level, then I would draw it out, then it would go into Camilla's hands. She would scan all the drawings, color them, and then put them into an application and code them. And then once we were done with one, we would start the other. So we didn't really know where the game would end up when we made level 1.
Every level was finished day of release.
Minutes before
Minutes
release.
before release. I will say though, each level, like, it was fun because I was learning the program as we went. So each level it got easier to make, but that also just kind of pushed both of us. Etai in the script would try and think of like more interesting gameplay and having more dialogue, and like just each level trying to make it new, trying to make it better. And so that was really fun. And I think video games are so cool because you can really just like tell a story, and it's more interactive and engaging. And I feel like for an album to do that is really just brings you into a universe.
We were saying this before, but like essentially, like if you leave out the gameplay, like it's really just like an interactive comic book. But the gameplay brings it to a new level, and it just makes you like more invested in the story, I feel. If you have to like tap through all the lines and like jump to get coins and shit. I just really wanted to tell the story of how the album was found.
In the album, I felt like a little bit of romantic Etai. And was that like uncomfortable to talk about, or was it? Or do you like talking about it, or what?
I mean, to be honest with you, everything about writing those lyrics and singing it was pretty uncomfortable, but it felt amazing by the time I was done. Like, cause that's just so out of my comfort zone, and I had never really done something like that before. But and I was definitely, when I was doing it, I was like, ooh, this is weird. It's like kind of scary even. But I mean, just to be able to like admit some of those things to myself, like not even thinking about who would hear those words, like it felt really good. To be honest, when I was making those first couple songs, it was not with the intention of them being released or anything. It was like just for me.
Are they about like a specific person?
Yes. She was by my side when I was making a lot of it, and you know, I owe a lot to her about the way the album came together and what it's about and stuff. And I'm eternally in debt.
Aww. Yeah. You guys ever look back on like your old everyday music and we're like, what was I thinking?
100%.
Every song.
Every day we have
every song has something at least where it's like, are you kidding me? Like, but that was just part of it, and also we know, I mean, how young we are, and we've almost like tapped into it more lately because we're just like, okay, like let's just be ourselves, and it's gonna sound stupid at some point in our lives because we're gonna grow up, and like let's just have fun with it. Because I think almost the thing we make fun of more now is like the moments where we took ourselves too seriously in the past.
Facts.
So since you guys just ended school, like do you guys have a plan? Is anyone going off to college? I know like a lot of, I guess, you're not taking the traditional route, I guess. Do you guys have plans?
No college so far. No plans for college. We believe in this band and this dream very much, and we are gonna pursue it until we can. And I don't think we'll ever get to the point where we can't, because we just care a lot and we love each other.
Like how do you like separate like work, music, making music Etai from like, bro, let's just hang out and chill Etai?
He's the same Etai, to be honest with you.
If you're like making music with the boys, if you and you guys get in like an argument or like a disagreement, does that like carry over into like your friendships ever, or are you guys good at like separating the two?
It's funny because like, especially here in this house, we have a studio in our living room, so those two things are like very, very intertwined. And it's hard to tell when we're in like music mode and when we're in just like chilling mode. You have thoughts on this?
Yeah, I want to comment on
Okay. But definitely, like over the years since we started and we were like freshmen. Oh yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. Thank you, bro. We've gotten better at like arguing over the music and stuff. It's not really like full blown arguments anymore. We definitely have disagreements, but I think we're more mature and we settle them in, civil ways.
We've never really had like a full on fight. But I think like because
Facts.
we've said this before, but like we care about it so much that there's definitely like tension, or like when like there's disagreements, there's just like tension and frustration just
Facts.
because you like the idea so much and someone else doesn't, like stuff like that.
No doubt. I mean, like when you have 5 people who care about it just as much as the next, bro.
Yeah.
It can get like complicated because
Yeah.
not everyone is gonna get something that they like, and at a certain point we just kind of learn to not be precious with our ideas and our preferences and just trust your brothers. You know what I mean? Because whatever comes out will be amazing no matter what, just because we're all amazing people.
What's your favorite song from the album?
Ooh, someone asked me this the other day. It's hard to pick, but it's probably Land on My Tongue. It just puts me in a good mood. And I talked to my dad, who told me that Land on My Tongue is the story of his life. The lyrics, which made me feel really good. Yeah. But I honestly love every song on there. Those are the only songs that I made. It's not like the type of thing where I made like 50 songs and only chose 12. Like I really only made 12 songs. I actually made one other one that didn't make it on, but like every one of those is my baby. So it's hard to pick a favorite. Okay, these shrimp are done. That's fuck. They look delicious. They look good. Ready? Cheers.
Yes.
On the walls are all the drawings from
This looks so
from
cool.
all the levels. This is
Awesome.
the big ski mountain, if y'all remember from the 3rd level. We have the bunnies, the dog on the beach, the Williamsburg Bridge, the TV. We have the teleporter and the beach in the Philippines. All just drawn Sharpie on paper. Here we have all the paintings that were in the game, that inspired the game. This one is my favorite. It's called The Last Blue Raspberry Tree. There's Paco, before it was Paco. I made it right out there on our porch with watercolor. All the other ones I made in my house though, in New York. The album cover, it's a collage. The bottom half is actually the bottom half of this painting. The top half is from, hang on. The top half is the top half of this painting, as you can see.
Oh.
And I overlaid 2 baby pictures. And there you have it.
Thank you so much for doing this with us.
This was an absolute honor. This was so much fun. I had the time of my life. And I got delicious food out of it. Alright, peace and love, y'all.